What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left this mother. Yes, sirski. Hello, somebody. All right, so we got Mos Def, the rapper. Mos Def leaks the Beyonce affair after Jay-Z's fall. That's the title of this video. So now, Mos Def is one of those quietest kept type of people. I ain't never know him and Beyonce had a thing. So this is a shocker to me. Beyonce probably not being around the block. It was Mos Def. I heard about Pimp C. And the list goes on. Wowzers.
Def, and we went over to London for some shows, and Destiny's Child was performing there. And I don't know if you know this, and don't tell anybody if you don't, but Mos Def kind of used to mess with Beyonce.
Say what now? Beyonce and Mos Def, aka Yasin Bey, like Bey for Beyonce, also had a thing back in the day? Well, allegedly, this is another person Jay-Z had to get out of the way. Because tell me why, soon after their rumored relationship, Jay-Z and Beyonce officially started dating. Child, we've heard rumors about how Jay-Z was messing with Bey before they went official when she was older. So it's actually very possible that Mos may have been caught up in the middle and had to go. But you know what? If word on the street is anything to go by, now that it seems like Jay-Z may be headed for a grand fall, a lot of people are willing to open up about what they went through his hands, including, allegedly, Mos Def. So exactly what kind of tea are we talking about? Honey, I hope you are seated, because it's juicy. See, back in 2001, Beyonce was still with Destiny's Child, but she was also plotting world domination, okay? Before she was Sasha Fierce, before Dangerously in Love, before Formation, Bey was out here making her acting debut in Carmen Hip Hopera. And guess who was right there sharing the screen?
Oh yeah, I remember this movie.
And you know what? Carmen Hip Hopera wasn't just a film. It was a snapshot of that era when hip hop was kicking down doors in Hollywood and artists were proving they could do it all. And Beyonce and Mos Def were right at the center of that moment. Well, the film was basically a hip hop twist on the classic opera Carmen, but set in the gritty urban streets. But it was full of themes from the original with lots of drama and betrayal. Bey played Carmen and Mos Def had his own role that put him right up in her mix. So yeah, they had scenes together, and I'm talking very spicy scenes. Anywho, for Beyonce, Carmen was her first taste of acting and rapping outside the safety net of Destiny's Child. Like, this was her flexing, showing that she wasn't here to just be another member of a girl group. And after working on that project with Mos, rumors started flying that they possibly took their relationship off screen and had a thing.
Now, wait a minute now. I don't remember this scene. But look at the chemistry between them two. Look at the eye contact. Notice the eye contact, bro. They was gazing before the word gazing came out.
Relationship off screen and had a thing. Now, neither Beyonce nor Mos Def have ever publicly confirmed a romantic relationship, and their public interactions and documented collaborations are primarily within the scope of their professional work. But there were whispers back in the day suggesting a romantic involvement between them. In fact, we even had Cypher Sounds recounting an experience where he spent a weekend with Destiny's Child early in Beyonce's career before she had achieved her current level of superstardom. Cypher Sounds initially admitted to not being particularly impressed by Beyonce, whom he perceived as a pop singer, but ultimately found her to be mad cool. But then while recounting that experience, he specifically said that he remembered that Bey and Mos were definitely messing around.
I DJ'd for Mos Def, and we went over to London for some shows, and Destiny's Child was performing there. And I don't know if you know this, and don't tell anybody if you don't, but Mos Def kind of used to mess with Beyonce.
But that's not all he spilled, by the way. Cypher Sounds also stated that he later began working for Pharrell, and that Beyonce and Pharrell kind of like fooled around a little bit too, though he clarified they didn't go all the way. But he did say that Pharrell reportedly commented on Beyonce's very soft backside before talking about how awkward it was when Jay-Z was introducing Beyonce as his girl.
Jay-Z is about to introduce me to her. We're at the 4040 nightclub, and he's about to introduce me to her. And he's like kind of awkward. He's like, yo, this is my girl, you know, Beyonce. And she gave me the look, like, which if you don't know how to read, Jamaican girl, what is that look?
Now, allegedly,
everybody know that look.
Beyonce was dating Jay-Z.
That's the look at please do not let the cat out the hat. That's exactly what that look stood for.
Mos Def still wanted her. And if there's something we have learned over the years, it's that Jay-Z doesn't take kindly to people wanting Beyonce. Apparently, he caught wind of it, and that's when things got complicated. But could this alleged entanglement have been one of the hidden tensions that fueled Mos Def's frustration and so-called disappearance? Was stepping away Mos Def's way of keeping the peace, or was he pushed out of certain circles for knowing too much? The thing is, Mos Def didn't just wake up one day and decide to ghost the industry. No, he got fed up. He straight up said that he was done with the music recording industry as it is currently assembled and Hollywood. But then people have also said that the disappearance may have also had something to do with Jay-Z, because even after finding out that Beyonce and Jay-Z were together, Mos was still pursuing her. And Jay-Z had to act because he allegedly saw that they kind of had chemistry. Well, to a lot of people, it would not be surprising if Jay-Z pushed Mos out because of whatever was going on between him and Beyonce, because we've had other artists who've gone through similar things like Sean Paul.
Oh
But
yeah, I forgot about Sean Pizzle. I forgot all about him. So Beyonce was out here outside with it for real.
Up in terms of on the video shoot, when I got there the night before the video shoot, I was told I'm not in any scene with her, which to me at the time, the way I was thinking about the video was totally different. I thought we were gonna kind of act something out. So I guess with the rest of my team and everybody in Jamaica wanted to see me paired up with a star that she'd become huge. We're kind of disappointed. So people kind of got like that vibe, like, oh man, what's happening? And then rumors started to happen. And, you know, we did several performances together. But
you see, there was a time when Sean Paul was asked about his Baby Boy collaboration with Beyonce, and Sean said that they didn't really hang out, but he always admired her music and her beauty. Basically, when he heard Beyonce was stepping out on her own and wanted him to do a single, he was like, hell yeah. He said that he thought it was going to be R&B, but it ended up being dancehall. So that made him go off, and even called the song a banging track. But Sean Paul noted that despite the song's massive success, he only got to perform the song with Beyonce 3 times, something that actually bothered him. And it was all because rumors were spreading that something was going on between him and Beyonce. In fact, while talking about the dynamics, he was like, I had some people who were working with me for years and they were like, boss, I'm now a fan of yours. I was like, now? But we just had 3 performances and one was at Reggae Sunfest. At the time, we were both on the Rock the Mic tour. This was 2003. She wasn't on it every day, but she would come on certain dates and do the song Crazy in Love with Jay. Then Sean said that the second time they were scheduled to perform together, things were just weird, and there was evident sabotage going on. What happened was that Sean was in LA doing his show, and then BEY was performing, and they told him to stick around because they would do Baby Boy together. So he runs out there and the crowd goes wild, but after a while it seems like he lost their energy, and to him it was weird because he was going wild out there. When the song finished, he went backstage and his own band was all pissed off, like, man, that's effed up. You heard yourself? We couldn't hear you in the crowd. Your mic was off. Basically, somebody sabotaged Sean's performance by switching off his mic. At the time, Sean didn't think much of it because he thought it may have been a glitch. But when it happened again, he knew for a fact that someone was out to sabotage him. They had another performance with Beyonce in Scotland, and it was an MTV event. And they ended up doing the rehearsal and everything was good. And the performance was going to be where Sean would go up from under the stage, and then they both walked to a big center thing in the middle of the stadium, which was surrounded by fire. That all happened as planned. But when the song reached his part and he was supposed to go, you're a top girl, the track kept going. Baby boy, you stay, just repeating. And he was like, what's going on here? Apparently, after this performance is when Beyonce confronted Sean to ask him about the dating rumors because it was messing with her career. And Sean was like, so listen, I met Jay before you and we are friends, so me and him should talk. If he feels a way about that, then we should talk because it's not coming from me. But get this, just so BEY's team made it clear that they would not be working with Sean, there was one more performance they were supposed to do at the VMAs. And Beyonce told him that they were going to have rehearsal. But the day before the VMAs,
you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Beyonce used Sean just for the song. And the 3 times that he was in the performance with her, he should probably be lucky for those 3 times. Because what if they put the rumors out? What if Beyonce team put the rumors out themselves for that purpose? Because now she's saying like, oh no, we can't do these shows together, blase, because people are saying that we're messing around and it's blemishing my career. This could have been all strategic from Beyonce's label or Beyonce's team.
happened, there was a press day, and in the middle of it, Sean said he heard somebody rehearsing Baby Boy. Then he went to the label and they were like, yo, they're not gonna do the song with you. Now, word on the street was that Beyonce said behind the scenes that Jay-Z felt threatened by Sean Paul's popularity and charisma. Allegedly, she said that Jay-Z did not want her to share the stage with another man, especially one who was already triggering rumors of an affair. Apparently, Jay-Z even accused her of having an affair with Sean Paul and demanded that she cut off all contact with him. Beyonce also allegedly said that she tried to reassure Jay-Z that there was nothing going on between her and Sean Paul, but he did not believe her. He became very controlling and possessive, and even hired private investigators to follow her and Sean Paul around. And all this was happening around the time Mos Def allegedly still wanted Beyonce. By the way, this is not something that happened with just Sean Paul or Mos. There have been other allegations here and there about men being pushed out of the industry after getting too close to Beyonce. So to a lot of people, it wouldn't be surprising that the same thing was done to Mos Def. Well, if word on the street is anything to go by, the days of being scared of Hova are over. And people like Mos are now allegedly willing to spill the real tea about what happened. Now that Jay-Z's not sitting as untouchable as he once was, with cracks starting to show in that so-called throne, baby, Mos Def could be gearing up to let it all out. I mean, Jay's shine isn't what it used to be. After all the public scandals, the cheating rumors, the cracks in the perfect Carter image, and Mos might feel like the time is finally right to speak his truth. Child, just imagine the bombshells Mos could drop. The secrets, the behind-the-scenes drama, the real reason he distanced himself, the power plays, maybe even how Jay-Z tried to silence him. If he talks now, it could be explosive. Personally, I'm here for all of it. But you let me know what you think in the comments section.
Wow. That's all we need right there for Mos to come out and tell us the behind-the-scenes activity, the things that we always wondering about Beyonce. Is Beyonce really like that when she wasn't with Jay or before Jay? Because I done heard some rumors about at least 3 or 4 different guys, bro. Not saying that she have a high body count, but if Mos Def come out with this information, I'm here for it as well.